This is my classroom management plan. I chose to do second grade just because I don't really know which grade I wanted to teach. So second grade was somewhere in the middle. The first thing I have is my classroom layout, which includes 5 student tables with 4 students per table. One round table, which is over here. I would use that for working with groups. I also have a kidney table over here to work with groups. I have a reading corner in my classroom, which includes 3 beanbag chairs and a plush sofa. Over here you can see the book stand, and I have a smart board at the front of the room, and then a square rug over here for read alouds and share time. For the first day of school, I wrote that I would use goodie bags on the first day to welcome the class. I didn't make these, but I do want to read the saying that comes with it. It says, welcome to our class. I'm so glad that you are here. Please enjoy the bag of goodies that describe this coming year. The eraser is to let you know it's okay to make mistakes. We will fix them and keep learning no matter what it takes. The Smarties say, I know you're smart and really special too. The Lifesaver is a reminder that I'm always here for you. The pencil represents the learning that we are going to do. School can sometimes be hard, but it's a lot of great fun too. The Starburst is to let you know that you're a star to me. Second grade will be the best year yet, and I'm sure you will agree. So I chose to do this because I felt that it was important just to welcome students on the first day, to have these on their desks so that they would know that they're in the right classroom and that they're welcome there. Next thing I have is the Jitter Juice. I wrote that I would read students the book Jitter Juice, and that we would make Jitter Juice and drink it. The book, I tried to order the book, but I didn't get it here in time. The book is about a girl named Sarah Hartwell, and she's nervous for her first day of school. And Mr. Hartwell, the whole book is trying to get her to get up and go to school. And then at the end of the story, on her first day, the principal is introducing her to the class, and the whole book you think that she's a student, but at the end she ends up being the class's new teacher. So it just shows students that teachers are nervous for their first day of school too. And these are just some activities that you can do, like a first day jitters organizer, and students can graph how many students like the jitter juice and how many don't. The next thing I have is my All About Your Teacher book, which I also did not make, but the book that I plan to make for my students will just include things about me, my hobbies, my family, etc. I also plan to include a picture of me in second grade in the book, or whatever grade that I do teach, so that students can see me at that age. I would include like pictures of my animals, pictures of my family, which is my brother, my husband, my niece, and my son, Oliver. Then I have our morning routine. The routine that I would use is we start our mornings like champs. I actually made the poster that I would hang at the front of my classroom. So it says we start our mornings like the C stands for coats and backpacks in locker. The H stands for homework turned in. The A stands for all notes on teacher's desk. M stands for mark your lunch choice. And P, pencil sharpened. And S starts for start daily work. And I would post this at the front of the classroom so that every morning students can see the routine. Okay, the next thing I have is my taking attendance and lunch count. Basically what it is it's just a clothespin system where students clothespins stay at home or at home, see you soon the whole time, and then when they come in they place their clothespin on their lunch toy, so that lets me know that they're there for the day, and if they're absent then of course their clothespin stays at home. So next I have my procedure for collecting notes and forms. I would do this with a basket just labeled notes from home. In this basket I would have students put their absentee excuses, permission slips, fundraiser forms, or a written note from a parent or guardian. The next thing I have is my absent folder, which students will use if they're absent from school. So what it is just looks like this, and it says, "We missed you. Welcome back. Inside this folder, you will find the work you missed while you were absent." And inside, the student's work will be in there. So each student will be responsible for their seat partner's absent folder. If their seat partner is absent, the student will retrieve the folder, and throughout the day will place the assignments inside. The folder will be left on the absent student's desk, so the next morning when they come in, the folder will be there. And inside the folder, I will assign a due date of when the work should be turned back in, and they will turn the folder back into me with the missed work. The next thing is organizing homework. So I would use a homework folder like the one that I've created. It just has a spot for each student to put their name and says homework folder. On the inside, on the left side, it says left at home and right back at school. So this is just work that students can take home and leave at home, and this is their homework that they're supposed to bring back to school. So, and then I also have a homework basket that'll go beside the basket for the parent forms. And when students come to school every day, they'll turn in their folders inside the basket with their homework inside. So for unfinished class assignments, I would use student mailboxes. Each student will have a mailbox, one for their completed work and one for their unfinished work. Students will keep their unfinished work in their mailbox and can have no more than 3 assignments inside at a given time. It is the student's responsibility to stay caught up, and each day students should start with a clean folder. Students will complete work when they finish another assignment or during remediation or as a bell ringer assignment. The next thing I have is getting students' attention. This is a procedure that we all know, which is 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. It would be my signal to bring the class to attention. I would say 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, and the student should respond with 1, 2, eyes on you. Eyes on you. The next thing I have is my hand signals, which I made a poster for, which would hang on the wall just to remind students of their hand signals. So if students want to go to the restroom, they would just hold up 1 finger. If students wanted to get a drink of water, they would hold up 2 fingers. To get a tissue, they would hold up 3 fingers. To get a pencil, they would use 4 fingers, and if they have a question, they should hold up 5 fingers. I would also use the pencil jars, which is 1 for sharpened and 1 for unsharpened. So if students hold up the number 4, then they need to go put their pencil in the dull jar and get 1 out of the sharpened box. And here is the replacing dull and broken pencils. And the next thing I have is for talkative students, which is the blurt beans, which is probably my favorite thing in my project. So basically what it is I have a jar of blurt beans, which I got at the Dollar Tree. They're nothing but kidney beans, but you can use pinto beans, jelly beans, whatever kind of beans you want. And so what happens is each day, every student starts with 5 beans. They're responsible for keeping track of them. If they lose them, then oh well, they don't get replaced. If they blurt out or talk while I'm talking during the day, basically what I'll do is just walk over and take their bean, or either have them go back and put it in the bean jar. So then at the end of the day, all the students who have beans left over will drop them in the reward jar. So I have 3 different rewards here. Once the class reaches this line, they'll receive extra recess time. When the beans reach this line, they'll receive a movie date, and then once they reach the top, they have an ice cream party. I think it would be great just to switch up the rewards every so often so that students are getting rewarded with different things. So I would also have a daily closing message for my students, like where we would gather together on our rug and just talk about what we have went over for the day, just a quick memo. For class discussions, to make sure that everyone is involved in our class discussions, of course I would use the popsicle sticks with the names, which I think everybody kind of uses. I would also use phone a friend, where I would encourage students to participate in class discussions by allowing them to phone a friend when they need help. But of course, at the end of that, the they will also be responsible for answering the question after they phone the friend. For working in groups, I would use the red, yellow, and green cups. So when students are working in groups, they would use the colored cups to let me know when they need help. If they need help, basically they would just hold up their red cup. If they're working well, then they'll hold up their green cup. The next thing I have is ask three before me, which is a picture frame with the sign in it. So if I'm working with a group, then I'll just set this up in front of my workstation. When I'm working with the group, this will just remind students that if they have a question, that they should ask three other students before they come to me. If they've asked three students and they still haven't found the answer to their question, then they'll just hold up three fingers in the air, and that'll let me know to go over and help them. So this is my team building activity that I would use for my class. It's called Saving Sam. Basically what it is each group of students gets a gummy worm, which is Sam. They get a lifesaver gummy, which is Sam's life vest, a clear plastic cup, and a paper clip. So there's a poem, there's like a story that goes along with it. It says, "Poor Sam is a worm that has found himself in a rather unfortunate situation. His boat has capsized and his life jacket is trapped underneath it. Poor Sam can't swim. His oar, his only means of movement, has fallen into rocky waters as well. He now sits perched on top of his capsized boat and needs our help." So it is the student's responsibility to save Sam. Basically, they have to figure out a way to put his life vest, which is under the cup, back on him, but they cannot touch Sam with their hands, and Sam cannot touch the water, which is the desk. So they pretty much have to use the paper clips to figure out how to get to turn the cup over and get his life vest on him. So I just think this is a great activity for students to figure out how to work together. And that is the end.